Alright, we are back. A little bit unannounced. Didn't really plan on coming on this early, but you know what? I thought, screw it. I wanted to play some FIFA, so we're back with some FIFA Grimsby Town career mode. Yo, Book is already in the chat. How's it going, dude? I hope you have had a wonderful, what day is it? Wednesday? Wonderful Wednesday. Why not? Why not go with that? But yeah, so we're back at it. This is probably our best team. I mean, it's FA Cup, so I'm tempted to rotate it. The first game is FA Cup game against Derby County. But yeah, you know, it's it's an FA Cup game, so it's one of the games that we sort of, I wouldn't say we have to play, but our team or our board want us to go relatively deep in the FA Cup. We are a Premier League team, so obviously they would expect us to do fairly well in the FA Cup. You know what? We're going to give Fire a game in between the sticks. Why not? Why not? I think that's how we're going to set it up. Oh, he's got training. Book has got training. No worries, man. That's all right, dude. Thank you for coming and dropping in and saying hi. I hope you have a good time at training. Hope you enjoy the rest of your evening as well. Like I say, coming on a bit earlier than I normally would. Normally it's around 7, half 7. But you know what? I thought I just want to play some FIFA. So we're going to get straight into it. Playing up against Derby County in the FA Cup at home. Bit of a rotated side, so let's get straight into it. Ain't no hanging about tonight. Greenwood starts up top alongside Harrison, so got plenty of firepower in the squad. It's by no means a second string team. Well, I guess it is a second team, but you know, our second team is still fairly decent. I mean, we've kept the trio in the midfield, so we've got a solid team out there, I'd like to say. And I mean, like I say, it's one of those games that normally I'd be open to simming, but because, oh my god, that was a poor shot, Edson. What are you doing? That's better. But normally, yeah, because it's an FA Cup game, kind of want to try and do as well as I can. I'm going to go ahead and put my phone on silent. Don't want any distractions this evening. Let's go. FA Cup home game against Derby County. Let's get straight into it. Here we go. I think they want us to reach the round of 16 in the FA Cup. Previously it's been round of 32s and we've been doing that relatively easily, I'd say. But yeah, that's probably the only reason that we're playing it, is just because we need, you know, we want to keep our board happy as we can keep them. Look at that, Greenwood's there, through on goal. Oh, he has got some shot on him. I mean, all of our strikers really have got ferocious shots on them, so fairly decent save. Like I say, we've got a rotated back line as well. Adama Traore dropping deep, which is always nice to see, helping out his defensive teammates. Greenwood, oh, he's trying to cut back in on his right foot. Just couldn't control it. That's it. Keep it. Oh, look at that nice little back heel. Oh, good interception there. Greenwood might have been through on goal if it weren't for that interception. Derby County now in possession, middle of the pitch. Playing it down this near side. Lamanza Lemby on him. Oh, very, very good challenge there from Lemby. Oh, look at that through ball. Come on. Come on. Oh, another splendid save. I mean, it was straight at the goalkeeper, but we do get a corner out of it here on this right-hand side, near side. Whipping that ball in. Oh, defender just gets the head on that. Traore. Look at that. Traore really dropping deep so far in this first half. Greenwood is through though. Greenwood goes for another shot. Oh my god, how the hell? Oh my, what is going on? How has that happened? How, Book? I mean, you're not here watching it, but how the hell has that not gone in? Twice off of the frame of the goal. Traore cutting in from the right hand side. Plays it to Davis, who goes for the first time shot. Back to Traore. Handball! Ref, that's definitely a handball there. Adama Traore still got it with his insane physicality. Oh, look at that. Lamanza Lemby again with the interception in the middle of the park. Oh. Oh, you're offside, Greenwood. Greenwood's offside. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. I still can't believe that we've hit the frame of the goal twice in about, you know, the space of 5 seconds, if that. Honestly, we should at least be 1-0 up. I mean, the goalkeeper's made a good few saves, but Harrison should definitely be burying that. He's headed it. He's not. He's just got underneath the ball. And I'd say that Derby County have gotten lucky there. Greenwood. Oh, they are. Oh, Greenwood's got it back. Oh, come on, man. You perhaps didn't need to play that pass there, mate. But it's fine. It's fine. I mean, we are enjoying good amount of possession, and Linz wins it back. Here we go. Harrison. Lemby. Oh, Lemby does not have the shooting boots. Lemby does not have the shooting boots at all. What is going on? Alright. Big head. Okay, yeah, you're not going to win that. You're not going to win that. Linz is about 5'8", and that other geezer looks about 6'2", 6'3", so absolutely no way. But it's a good effort, Linz. Good effort nonetheless. Traore. Track back, do your defensive. Oh, just come in a bit late. Maybe a bit of a tackle from behind. Traore's picked up the yellow card there. Probably a fair enough decision there. Didn't really get any contact on the ball. That's ours. That's not a corner. There's no way that's a corner, ref. There's absolutely no way that's a corner. You know, because I would not head it back towards goal. Oh my gosh. Gone for the shot just outside the 18-yard box. Just scuffed it, sliced across it. Gone out for a goal kick. Afire has been relatively untroubled so far in this first half. It's half an hour played, would you believe, already? Oh my gosh, what is that? I mean, looks like it took a deflection off of one of the Derby County players. We really need to be winning this. I know it's a second string team of some sorts. Oh my gosh, stop being drawn to the ball. Rogel, there we go. Traore, don't panic, don't panic. Oh my god, don't panic, I said. We're panicking so hard right now, guys. Oh, please, please. Greenwood. There we go, thank God. Finally, the first goal in this game. Just before half-time. Making our half-time team talk definitely a lot more easier than it would have been if we didn't get a goal in the first half. And to get it just before half-time, look at that, I mean, just shrugs him off. Easy. Easy as you like. Greenwood into the left-hand side of the Derby County goal. 1-0. Only a couple of minutes, couple of seconds maybe left in this first half. As I say, it's good, it's decent, you know, picking up a goal. Definitely should have been at least 1 or 2-0 up, and to get a goal just before half-time is always great. Makes our half-time team talk a lot more easier to handle. Alright, I'm going to leave, yeah, I'll leave the team. I'll see how it goes in the next couple of things. Do I remember the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2003, and what do I think about it? As in, like, the original, like, film. The original film, the Teenage Mutant... I mean, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are cool, man. Like, I always was a big fan of, what's-his-face, Splinter. The rat who trained them up. I was always a big fan of that. I remember, yeah. Was it Raffaello, Michelangelo? Oh, no, it wasn't Raffaello, was it? It was Raphael, Michelangelo, Donatello, and someone else. I can't quite remember. I know that they were all like named after famous Italian artists. Here goes Linz on the far side of the 18-yard box. He's looking for someone to pass it to. Harrison. Harrison is there to mop up and make it 2-0. Double our advantage just after half-time as well. Fantastic effort from all the lads. Yeah, man. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a good show. I mean, the cartoon was brilliant. The film was okay as well. You know, everything about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was brilliant. Definitely back, you know, brings back memories from when I was younger, watching shows like that. So, yeah, man, I got a lot of love for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, dude. Also, thank you for coming and hanging out in the chat, Islam. How are you, man? I hope you've had a good day today. Yeah, I hope you've had a good Wednesday. Midway through the week, hump day, as some people like to call it. Traore is there with his pace on the far side now. Oh, too close to the goalkeeper. Tries to fire it across the face of goal. Goalkeeper is smart there to get across and grab that ball before it does find one of our players lurking at the back post. Greenwood's there. Greenwood. Hold it. There we go. Referee is blown up for the foul. We are, yeah, we're going to take Linz off for Edson Race. Greenwood is stepping up to take it. I'm actually going to put Race on to take it. We're going to go over here. I put the spin on the wrong way. I was meant to spin it the other way basically. I'm still not too sure. I've still not worked out quite how the free kicks work on FIFA 20. You know, you would have thought that by now I would have figured out how to take a free kick. I've not watched any videos. I've not seen anyone, like, any tutorials on how to take a free kick. Oh my gosh, what are you doing? Good. Rogel mops up at the back. Traore again, getting back, working defensively to help the centre-backs. Here we go. On a counter-attack. Greenwood. Lemby, oh, almost. Lemby's getting forward quite a bit for a CDM who doesn't really know how to shoot or attack. I mean, it's always good to see everyone getting forward, but here's Greenwood. Greenwood goes for finesse. Oh, gives the goalkeeper the eyes. Not good enough, though. We're making a substitution now. Traore on a yellow card coming off of the pitch for Devechi. I say 2-0 up in the FA Cup. We tried to give some of our non-starters a bit of a game. And yeah, it's worked out for us. I mean, 2-0. Like I say, we need to make it through to the round of 16 in the FA Cup. So that's what we're going to be aiming for. Trying to make it at least to that stage. I don't know if we're going to try and go on and win it. Here comes Devechi, just fresh off the bench. Oh, again, another brilliant save from the Derby County goalkeeper. He is definitely kept them in this game. I mean, it's 2-0, but it could certainly have been, you know, 3 or 4 if it wasn't for him. Certainly in that first half. Lemby going for the long shot. Again, look, handball from the Derby County defender, but unfortunately FIFA has not figured out how to deal with handballs at the moment. I wonder, I don't know, like, going forward, I mean, VAR is certainly a thing in real life. It would be funny to see if it was ever implemented in FIFA somehow. I think that would be a hilarious thing to put in FIFA, VAR. I'm not sure how they would quite deal with that. I'm not sure, you know, the handball would be a bit of a weird one. But yeah, it would be funny, I think, to see, you know, FIFA 2021 and just on the front cover is just VAR. I think that would be hilarious. Alright, let's go. Oh, Harrison. The blue one, Leonardo. The purple one, Donatello. The red one, Raphael. Ah, that was it, Leonardo. I thought it... See, something in my head just assumed that it was going to be someone called, like... Oh, his name was going to be Da Vinci. And I don't know why I didn't just think, oh no, it's definitely Leonardo. Not Da Vinci. Oh my gosh! What was that control? What was that control? Who is that centre back? What was that? Oh, that is... Oh my gosh! Come on, dude. Who was that? Was that Lombo Suarez? I think it might have been Lombo Suarez. What are you doing, lad? Just what on earth are you doing there? Yo, Owen Brown is in the chat. How's it going, man? I hope you have had a good Wednesday. Like I say, I mean, I've come on live slightly earlier than what I normally would do. But, you know, I just want to play some FIFA. So, yeah, I was just like, fuck it. I'm going to come and play some FIFA. Why the hell not? Oh, you see that ball to Devechi. Oh, easy. Easy. It's too easy, man. Look at that. That one's for you, Owen. That one is for you, Owen. Are we talking about Ninja Flipping Turtles? Yeah, we are, man. Yeah, we are, man. Islam was asking me about if I remember the Ninja Turtles from back in the day. Of course, man. I think that was... I mean, that was... I wouldn't say it was a big part of my childhood, but it was certainly part of my childhood, you know. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, so good. So good. There we go. You can hear the crowd erupt into a chorus of cheers as they realise. I mean, we didn't keep the clean sheet, which wasn't, you know... I mean, from my point of view, okay, we didn't keep the clean sheet. It's what we were aiming for, but it's not the be-all and end-all. We are still through into the next round of the FA Cup. Not sure who we're going to be playing, but yeah, like I say, we need to make it into the round of 16 in the FA Cup. So that is certainly the minimum target we're going to be aiming for. Maybe we'll get knocked out. Before that, we are probably going to be playing the FA Cup games. You know what? I am happy with the boys. Apart from the clean sheet, it was an all-around good performance. Just time to focus on the next one How difficult was it to stop Derby County? I mean, we just played our game. We didn't come into it with any particular plan to counteract the way that Derby were playing. We just want to, you know, do what we normally do and just set up how we want to play. Not going to be, not going to be changing anything. Lopez Galache, Dujon Sterling. We're getting rid of you. We're selling you, I think. Did we not try and sell you? I swear we tried to sell Dujon last time. You don't you don't want Susan to block you and take your ads. I don't. Oh, oh, okay. You're talking about Susan Wojciechowski, whatever that woman's name is. Yeah, Susan. If you're watching this, I apologise for my pronunciation of your name. I'm not sure how to say it. I don't think anyone really knows how to say her surname. Ricky. People want to buy Ricky from me. I mean, the guy is my only goalkeeper at the moment. There's no way I'm getting rid of you. Look, so guys, as well, last time out, we had an offer in from Juventus, or should I say Piemonte Calcio, because, you know, I don't want to get that copyright. But they were offering us 51.3 million for Mason Greenwood. I'm a bit tentative to accept that, because obviously him and, you know, Sanchez Ribas have been phenomenal up front for us. But we could be cheeky and see if we can get like 90 million for him. Because he is worth up to 89 million. So we could, you know, try and squeeze as much money out of him. And I say that because, as you can see on screen, we've only got £20 in our transfer budget. And we are, I think we're in January, are we? Yeah, we're in January. We can't sign any players. I can't sign anyone onto contracts because I have no money. I'm trying to sell some of my sort of second string players. I think Dujon Sterling is meant to be going. I'm not sure. I'm fairly certain I sold someone. Owen, don't worry, man. I know that. I know that, Owen. I know she's not watching me. Like I say, I mean, I appreciate everyone coming in and watching me. Like I say, even. Yeah, like I said, I just appreciate you guys coming in and watching me and hanging out. It's always good. Right, we're going to accept that offer. I'm going to try and get rid of Campbell Gordon. I've had 3 offers already for him, which were for a lot less money. So we're going to try and sell him. Lemby? Ooh, do we sell Lemby? We could sell Lemby. He's not like a main starter, but he is a good backup player. But we could also just sign someone else. I'm trying to get more money is what I'm trying to do, so that you guys can tell me what players you want me to sign. Because we're in January and I want to sign some players. And I want you guys to tell me what players you want me to sign, or at least try to have a chance at signing. We're trying to get rid of Campbell Gordon. He is on a relatively high amount of wage, and if we sell him, it might actually help us out in terms of sorting out some of the wages for our players. Sterling, yes, see, look, Sterling's gone. Dujon Sterling was sold. Campbell Gordon is sold. Lemby is sold. Ah, okay, so Greenwood, they've retracted their interest in Greenwood. They've retracted the offer, so we're going to keep Greenwood, which I am not going to be, I'm not going to complain about, really. We got rid of Sterling, so the culling has begun. We're playing with a couple of centre-backs. So look, see, this is why I wanted to do it, because Lombo Suarez, our best player, or one of our best players, certainly our best defender, is complaining about his contract. So I had to get rid of some players to get some money. How much money do we have to play around with? We've got 22.05 million to sort of move around. Let's adjust the budget slightly so that we can give some of our players a decent salary increase. I mean, they are in the Premier League, and we didn't really do anything in terms of giving them all good contracts. Are you my favourite viewer? Be nice. You're one of my favourite viewers, dude. I've got maybe like, I think the maximum amount of viewers I've ever had on one stream is maybe like 5. So yeah, you're definitely top 2, mate. Definitely up there. Alright, so what we're going to do, yeah, we're going to try and give Lombo, we're going to do some sort of housekeeping at the moment, just give some of our players a bit better contract. Because like I say, Lombo Suarez is our best player, and he's only on 5k, so we are going to go into the contract negotiation, sign him to like maximum 5-year deal, 100 million buyout, maybe? That would be funny. He's definitely going to be a crucial player. He has always been a crucial player for us. He wants to sign a 5-year deal. Cool. Definitely wants me to sign. I'm actually going to disregard the release clause. He only wants 16.5k wage. That's okay. Oh, hoping that he accepts it. Hoping that he accepts it. Yeah, there we go. He's up to 17k. Davis is leaving us at the end of the season. Let's have a look at the values of the players. Sanchez, Ribas is up there. De Vecchi, Lombo Suarez, Cabral. All of these guys have got relatively decent contracts. I mean, Pereira is probably the only one who maybe needs a bit more money. Carlos Lins as well. Who is first? I'll rip their throat off. Well, first will be Book, man. Book is the guy that's like sort of been here. I think he's been in like basically every single live stream I've been, like every stream that I've streamed, apart from maybe like one. I'm sorry about that, dude, man. You're definitely up there, man. Like, please, please don't like now just stop watching me because I've said that. Like, I don't want you to I don't want you to now just not just stop watching me, man. So we got West Ham. We played the first game. There's a couple of players who are complaining about being rotated, so obviously we're going to put in our full strength team for this one. I don't know why was Kabak playing as a midfielder in that game? That is. Oh no, okay, maybe he came in for Lemby off the bench as an automatic. I'm going to put Ampadu on this side, and then this other geezer, Lopez Galache, can go there. Even though he's playing slightly out of position. Cabral can go in there, and Ricky gets reinstated back in between the sticks. So let's sort out the bench. Kabak on for Marcos de Oliveira. And yeah, that's probably the best that we can have at the moment. I realise how cool Ninja Turtles are, and I'm playing a 2000. They released a 2003 game for that? Oh man! And I'm following the show Ninja Turtles. Is so cool. It's kind of Ninjago Naruto in the other hand, but I still love it, man. Ninjago Naruto. Sounds cool. I'm not seriously. I wouldn't do that. F off boot. Hey guys, calm down. Calm it down in the chat, guys. Calm it down. Every one of you is my favourite, man. Every single one of you. Whoa, what is going on? See, that's what happens. That's what happens when there's negativity in the chat, guys. We lose at home against West Ham. Greenwood picks up another goal, but guys, we don't need the negativity in the chat. It spreads across to the sim games that we play. I don't know if you know that there's been scientific studies completed that say, you know, negativity in live stream chats always has an effect on the outcome of the actual live stream. So that's why we don't want any hate in the chat, man. Like I say, all of you really are all of you guys are my favorites, man. Just for coming and hanging out and saying hi. I really appreciate it all. Oh, that's alright, mate. Don't worry about it. You still have your place in the squad. Traore, stop complaining. Traore, stop complaining. Let's go. Hey, man. It's cool. It's cool, Owen. Just, yeah. I mean, I might swear quite a bit. It doesn't, you know, I don't want other people to swear. Everton in the Premier League. I mean, we're doing okay mid-table, which is where we're expected to finish, or it's where I want to finish, around that sort of between 12th and 8th place is my target for this season. I'll consider it, mate. You're probably not going to play. I don't play with right or left backs. I don't play with right or left backs at the moment, which is why I'm annoyed that I keep getting like right or left backs being assigned to my team. We will rotate the team a tiny bit. Race wasn't playing in that game. He's getting a bit upset. We're going to give Ndilu a bit of a run out. We're going to put Bailey that side. We're going to go and be a bit weirder with it. We're going to put Traore over on the left. Who is it? Kabak can go there. Maybe Marquez de Oliveira. Or actually, this guy Evans was complaining, wasn't he? So we'll put him there. Do we have anyone else who we can rotate? Maybe we'll put Clifton in for a game. Why not? I thought you should be advertiser friendly. Hey man, I mean, I'm not gonna make any money from YouTube anytime soon. So there's not gonna be any adverts on any of my videos. Like, I just don't have enough subscribers or anywhere near the like amount of traffic that YouTube wants from people that they're gonna give money to. So I'm not really worried about like not having ads on my videos, because I'm not gonna have ads on my videos any time. You know, unless I don't know, something happens overnight and like every other YouTuber in the world just dies and people are forced to watch my videos. That's probably the only time that I'll make any money out of YouTube. Like I say, this is just something that I do in the background, just having a bit of fun. I mean, I play video games. I like to play video games, so I think, you know what? Why not play video games and stream them? I'm playing them anyway, so I might as well. Okay, it looks like we're going to be playing 2 games back to back, because we haven't played a game in the Premier League, and we've been on a bit of a poor run, to be fair. Oh, is Charlie Wright back? Did we get Charlie Wright back? And I just completely missed him. Maybe we did. Huh. Okay. Well, we're going to probably put Charlie Wright in between the sticks. I think it will be maybe his debut game for us, because we have sent him out on loan for a couple of seasons. He might, yeah, it might be his debut game for us in between the sticks. So let's go and put Wright there. It means that we have to drop a Fire back to the bench, but a Fire's been doing okay. Pereira is also coming back from an injury, so he will be back very, very soon. Ampadu, actually, Lombo Suarez can go in the middle, and Ampadu can go out on the right. And I think that's probably the best way to go about it. Yeah, that's probably the best setup that we can have at the moment. I deserve to make money on YouTube. You were my hero before you said Pook was your favourite. In my eyes, you were like baby Jesus, and then you became Satan. Oh, dude, no. I didn't mean. Like, hey, dude, look. At least, I mean, see, any other person on YouTube would have been like, yeah, man, you're my favourite, and they would have lied to you. All right, I'm not about lying. I think everyone who comes and watches me is great. You know, just taking, even if you're only here for like 2 seconds, I just appreciate it. You know, I appreciate, even if you didn't mean to click on my video, you just found me and you're like, oh no, I don't want to watch this anymore. Thanks for like clicking on it. At least it means that, you know, or unless you click on it on accident, then it's like, well, yeah, I mean, even if you just let the video, you know, if it came up with recommended videos and it just automatically played my stream for you, I appreciate that. I appreciate you not clicking the, you know, skip ad and clicking a video that you want to watch and just letting it roll over to me. So that's always great. Like I say, I'm not one of the people that will like choose favorites and like have favorites like that, really. It's just, you know, I appreciate everyone that comes out and watches the stream, to be honest. It's, as I say, it's just something fun that I do, and all of you guys coming and watching is always good. Oh, Sanchez Rebas is in behind. He's trying to do way too much with it. Gets it back, though. Oh, good tackle, good tackle. I mean, a bit of a lucky tackle, if I'm being honest. This is the first game that we're playing in the Premier League on this episode. I mean, we played the FA Cup game. We won that to 3-1. And then we simmed a couple of games in the Premier League and lost both of them. What do I think is the most catchiest opening song of all time, meaning that this song has to have a lot of actions that no one can say that's boring. For example, Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball. The catchiest opening song. I mean, if we're going for like nostalgia, I'd probably say like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, if you know what that is, like the old school Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Go Go Power Rangers, like that song. The opening sequence to that was fantastic. I don't know what others. I mean, I'm trying to think of like opening sequences that have a lot of action in it. Owen Brown, no one responds to your comments. Well, I mean that's just because everyone that you're probably commenting on has like a million subs or whatever. Oh, go for the long shot. I don't know what Sam Davis is doing there. Don't know what Davis is doing there. I don't know why he thinks he can hit the ball from 25 yards out, especially on his weaker foot. So here we go. Right, we need to win. We need to win this game. We need to get back onto winning game. Oh, what was that, Green? What kind of pass was that? What was that? Yeah, he did. I can hear the commentator saying that he saw a pass that no one else could see. Yeah, he definitely could. And I mean, the pass just wasn't there. Davis, don't do it. Greenwood. Oh, Greenwood. One of you. Ah, this is frustrating. Good interception though. Lombo to Greenwood. Greenwood's away. Greenwood. There we go. Beats the goalkeeper at the near post. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, come on. 1-0 at home. Brilliant. Celebrating in front of the home fans.
We just feel sorry for the keeper, really. The way he's hit that to his right, he's got no chance of getting a hand on it.
Am I sub to you? I'm fairly certain. I'm fairly certain I subbed to you. If I didn't, I apologise. I'm fairly certain I subbed to you. Put your channel in, like, put your channel name in the comments. Or in the live chat. I am like 95% sure I did sub to you. If not, I apologise from the bottom of my heart, and I will do it directly after I finish this live stream. But I am like fairly certain I'm sub to you. Greenwood. Back to Sanchez Ribas. Oh, goalkeeper makes a good save. Oh, they just managed to keep it in as well. Yeah, I think I am sub to you. I remember you asking me to sub to you like a couple of months ago now. Greenwood. Oh, straight at the defender. I can check after this live stream, dude. Like I say, if leave your channel name in the as a comment, or Owen BO7. Cool. Yeah, I'm fairly certain that I am sub to you. If not, like I say, I will sub to you after this stream, dude. I will definitely sub to you after the stream if I'm not already subbed. I mean, like, obviously everyone's got like their subscriber list, and I don't know. I don't really. Oh my God! What is going on with this defending? Everyone's just everywhere.
Maybe just kicked it a little bit there, and pass goes straight to the opposition.
Here we go, Cabral. Oh, ref! I tried to do a bit of skill there for the stream. I tried to show off my limited knowledge of FIFA 20 skill moves, and I just got blocked off. I can't believe there was no foul there. We're 1-0 up. 2 minutes of extra time here at the end of the first half. Oh, I tried to play it through the defender's legs. There's a half-time whistle, 1-0. I think the fans will be happy with what they've seen so far. I know that, you know, there are certainly areas that we can improve on, but going in 1-0 with the leads is always good. We need to get back on winning ways in the Premier League as well. We've slipped down the table a bit, but I mean we're still hovering around the mid-table area, so that's where we want to be. You need to beat the evil channel Chuck142. Is that like one of your friends or something, or is someone that you hate? I don't like what. Ribas, why are you drifting wide? Oh, Devechi! What is going on? He said he dislikes my videos. Oh man. Like I say again, I mean he can dislike them if he wants. I'm not too fussed. Like, it's not for everyone, I understand it. I don't, you know, I'm not going out there fishing for likes. I'm not begging for people to like my video. I always appreciate it if you do like videos, but I'm not going out there. I'm not making videos just to try and get likes on them. Oh, what is that? It's fine though, because Charlie Wright is between the sticks and he's doing alright. We don't take that on this channel. I mean, we don't, but like I say, I'm not going to force people to like my videos. I'm not that kind of person, and you know everyone's entitled to their own opinion. If he doesn't like them, then I'm, you know, fair enough. Like I say, I'm not going to force anyone to like them. I'm not going to force anyone to watch my videos either. Oh, what? What? That is not. Stop. Look, now these guys are taking a piss doing step overs and doing back heel flicks and everything. Bournemouth do not do this in real life. There we go, Ampadu. Davis has got it now. Come on.
It's rare in a match of this quality that one man can stand out so much, but this is the fella doing it.
He's got real authority down there in the way that he's manipulating
Oh.
the ball and starting moves.
I see a substitute coming on for the away team.
Wow, what is that? Oh my god. What is that ball? Ampadu, stay on him. Ampadu, that's it. Force them back, force them back. It's alright. That's alright. Yo, Logan, how's it going, man?
They decided to make a change, and being behind, you can understand that.
Alright. We're still 1-0 up. We should. I mean, I want to. I want that 2-goal cushion. You know what we know what we're about. 1-goal leads are never comfortable for us. Oh, Greenwood. Yeah, the 1-goal lead is never a comfortable position to be in. I hope that we can, like I say, I hope that we can get a goal in the second half fairly soon. Not concede one would be great. Ampadu, mop it up. No panic, no panic, no panic. There we go. Look at that, man. Experienced head for the young man there. That was an ambitious ball. I don't like it when FIFA assumes I want to pass to someone who is not even on my screen. Oh, and then when stuff like that happens as well, that pisses me off. That pisses me off way too much. Get it away, get it away.
Cleared away by the defender.
Greenwood, take it in your stride. Who's there supporting, man? There's literally no one there supporting on that far side. Why is the Vecchi trying to cut back in? You've got acres of space on the far side of the pitch, and you just do nothing with it, the right mid. Like, run into that space. Here we go. I mean, we've been good defensively. Oh, look at that. Davis making a surging run forward from deep in the midfield. Goes for it. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Surging run from the CDM for Grimsby Town. Fantastic 2-0. Who's Logan? Logan uses his mum's account on YouTube. That's who Anne-Marie Byrne is. What football team do I support? I support QPR. I support Queen's Park Rangers. I'm going to actually see them play on the weekend. On Saturday at 12:30 against Leeds. I'm going with a couple of my mates from work, one of who is a Leeds fan. So that's what, yeah. I support QPR. We're going to go watch them play on the weekend against Leeds. I'm not expecting anything from it. I'm not expecting a win because we haven't really been playing too well. I'm expecting us to put in a good performance because we're at home. But, yeah, I mean, whenever we play at home, we seem to be playing okay. Leeds are, just they're Leeds. There's nothing we can do about that. Leeds are Leeds, and Leeds are a fantastic team at the moment. Obviously, they did lose against Sheffield Wednesday last time out, but it's still Leeds. Leeds are a great team. Take nothing away from them. Oh, Sanchez rebounds. What a goal that would have been to end this game. But it's going to finish 2-0. There we go. Final whistle. Final whistle, 2-0. Oh, that's all right. I can appreciate a 2-0 win. I mean, especially when we haven't really been playing all too well in the Premier League so far in the games that we have simmed. What do I think of Tottenham? I can't say that on this stream, can I? Because, I don't know why I just did that. I also got my plate with my dinner that I just ate. I don't know why I decided to put my thumb in it and lick some of the sauce off of it. But yeah, I can't say what I think of Tottenham because we're not about that. We're not about swearing on this stream, right, Owen? We don't swear on this stream. But yeah, I think we all know what everyone thinks of Tottenham.
No further questions.
What team do you support, man? What team do you support? Harry Clifton is back. He's not going to play anyway. So, do we have someone in the player chat who is asking me? Charlie Wright, mate. I expect more from you, man. I mean, we've got a good couple of young goalkeepers coming through now. We've also got an FA Cup game coming up, so we are going to rotate the squad, and it's round 4, so it's not a round of 16, I don't think. It's not a round of 16. So, Lombo Suarez, someone was coming after Francisco. Look at that! Oh, guys, do we sell? No, we don't, right? We don't sell him. What do I think of Tottenham? Shit. I think Tottenham are shit. Yeah, I think Mourinho. Yeah. We've got an offer from Paris Saint-Germain for 76.8 million. But if we look at his, in that little blue square, Paris Saint-Germain is interested in purchasing this player. His market value should be between 78.8 million and 115.6 million. So you could negotiate a better deal. Do we want to sell him? I don't think we do want to sell him because we just signed him to a new contract. But we could make 120 million off this guy. We could do it. I'm going to block his offer though. I'm not feeling like that at just this moment in time. Maybe if he decides he wants to leave, then we're going to obviously try and squeeze as much money as we can out of him. But for now, we're going to keep him. He is one of our best players. We're going to give Harrison and Ndilu a run out up top together in the FA Cup. Traore can go out there. Race can come into the mix. We do need a centre mid, guys. We're looking for a centre mid to sign in this team. We got about 15 million transfer budget. So yeah, like I said, we're looking for a centre mid that we can sign for this team. You support Arsenal. Oh, mate. I mean, Arsenal are decent. I mean, maybe not having the best season this year so far. I think Arsenal are one of many teams going through a transitional phase at the moment. Obviously, getting rid of Arsene Wenger. Still sort of trying. I think they're still a bit hungover from just the success that they had with Arsene Wenger. And I mean, a lot of people say, you know, oh, top 4, we can't really be finishing top 4 every season. But I mean, you get rid of the man and look what's going on there. I think Arsenal have got a potential to be a brilliant team. I just think that, yeah, they're inconsistent is what I'd call it. Sometimes you see the likes of David Luiz and everyone in that team playing really, really well at the back. And then other games, they just switch off. They just look like they can't be asked to play football anymore. I think going forward, you know, they've got firepower to beat anyone in the league. I honestly do. But yeah, it's a bit of a tough one, to be honest. Arsenal, they're one of those teams, like I say, still in that sort of transition period, similar to, you know, the likes of Chelsea, Tottenham as well, in that transition period now. I guess it always happens to any team that undergoes a change in manager. You always got to give the manager some time to put their stamp on the club, and that's exactly what I think they've got to allow Mikel Arteta to do. Just give him time, let him bring in the players that he wants. He's already been playing, you know, or playing a bit more of the youngsters from the Arsenal Academy. I mean, Arsenal's youth academy projects are like their players that come through the youth academy are always fantastic. So like I say, it's just one of those. It's just one of those things. I mean, Arsenal, like I say, are a team that could on their day they can beat anyone in the league. But I think this season as well, the way that teams have been playing, I think especially Liverpool, the way that Liverpool's played this season, I wouldn't say, I mean, obviously Liverpool have played well, but I think it's more that everyone else has not been playing as well as they perhaps should be playing and could be playing. You know, the likes of Man City and Arsenal and the like, Man United, we know that they can all play a lot better. There we go, there's the goal. First goal in this game. Who is that? Harrison, I think it's Harrison. There we go. Away goal against Stoke in the FA Cup. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, I mean, that's my opinion on Arsenal at the moment. I think they will be... they should be aiming for top 6 this season. I think that's realistic for them, given the troublesome times that they've had. And I think, you know, especially when you've got Leicester, who are currently sat in 2nd place, occupying a spot that they perhaps shouldn't be occupying. So there's always going to be one of these sort of so-called Big 6 teams missing out on the European competition next season. I mean, I'd hate to see it be Arsenal. I've got a lot of friends who are Arsenal fans. But yeah, I guess at some point, it's just a combination of Arsenal not being good enough, being too inconsistent. They can play well on their day, and when they do play well, when it is their day, they just blow teams aside. I think as I say, I think Bukayo Saka is a very good young player to have. I think Gabriele Martinelli is a very good young player. We've seen him in the Europa League this season play really well for Arsenal. Again, like the likes of Reece Nelson and other players in that team as well. I think Eddie Nketiah, obviously, I think he's out on loan. Is he? I don't know. I think the last time I saw it, Eddie Nketiah was out on loan. But him, they've got a good amount of young players. It's just give Mikel Arteta time. And, the guy has just come from Man City, where he was taken under the wing of one of the best managers in the world. You just got to give him time. Just have to give him time. That's all I'm going to say. All right, back to FIFA. That was a good chat, actually. Hit me up with some more of your footballing questions. Like I say, I may not be great at playing football in real life, but I do like to talk about it. I do like to watch it. I'm a very sort of analytical person when it comes to watching and talking about football. I feel like my opinion sometimes may not be the most popular opinion in the world, but I feel like I stick to my guns, and yeah, it's always good to chat football. I love chatting football. I love talking about football. I love the FPL game as well, like the Fantasy Premier League. I'm massively into that. I'm not doing so well this season, but yeah, I enjoy the FPL game. Maybe I might set up a league for the FPL for people to join. Next season, people on my YouTube, you can join my FPL league if you want. We'll see how that goes. Oh, almost an own goal there. That's a back pass, ref. That's a back pass. Where's the back pass rule? Where's the handball rule? Why do they keep telling me, oh yeah, we're going to change the ball physics in FIFA? Give me handballs and VAR, and then maybe I'll be like, actually, FIFA's quite a good game now. But they never do that. They never do that.
2 more minutes to play, that of added time.
Here we go. Keep it on. Oh, unlucky. Have I seen the film? You know what? The Brothers Grimsby. I tried to. I watched it and then I think I fell asleep. Not because it wasn't a great film, because I found it hilarious. Because Sacha Baron Cohen is extremely funny. I think I was just tired, but yeah, I watched like about half of it and then just fell asleep because I was just too tired. I think that was like a couple of weeks ago actually. Yeah, can't actually remember what happened or what part I got up to. Oh, handball! Look, handball! Handball! The amount of times, right? I don't care. They keep saying that, every year FIFA, this is the most realistic football simulation game ever. It's just not. Give me the handballs, give me the VAR, then it's more realistic. Oh, why? How many times? How many more times do I need to kick the ball into someone's hand and not be given a handball? Definitely, that was definitely a handball. I don't care. I'm not even going to watch the replay because I know it was a handball. Here we go. Come on. Ah! Unlucky.
Yeah, speaking to the fans, they're really excited to get this lad on board.
Oh no. Rogel. Right. Get it away. Adama. Yes, that's it. On the counter now. On the counter. Harrison's in there. Ndilu's still got it. Ndilu. Into Moore. Easy goal from Mason Moore. The Grimsby Town captain. He's one of our own. Mason Moore. He's one of our own. I apologise for my terrible voice. Yo, you're sorry, man. You have to go. But you'll be back for the next stream. Yeah, no worries, man. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evening, dude. Yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Not sure if I'm going to be streaming tomorrow or Friday. I probably really should get like a schedule on the go and be more consistent with my live streaming. But sometimes I feel like I need to be more organised with when I want to live stream. But yeah, it's been good hanging out with you again, dude. I hope you come back to the next stream. And yeah, like I say, I will drop your channel a subscribe if I haven't already subscribed to yours. But I'm fairly certain I have, because I know you've asked me to do it before, and I would be embarrassed if I haven't after you've asked me. So I think I have. Obviously, I'll check. Oh, Coman, look at that. Out on the wide, on the far side. Looking for the cross. Oh, just gets the header away. See you later, man. See you later, dude. Get under control.
Spaced across the ball now.
Here we go. Played it back to Clifton. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Race hit the ball up against the defender and tripped over Harrison, it looked like. Whip it. Oh.
Good passing here.
Rogel. Oh. We're just shooting everywhere. We're shooting from everywhere now, but 2-0 away from home against Stoke in the FA Cup. Looks like it's going to be another victory for us in the FA Cup, which, you know, is very much needed, especially when we're considering trying to make it into the round of 16 this season. So just to keep the board happy, that's where we need to be. Cabral looks for Traore down now on this near side. And Delu. Oh, and Delu couldn't get it out from his feet in time. Defender gets a foot in and strips him of possession. That was, wow, what a ball that is over the top. Ampadu, stay on him, Ampadu. Oh my gosh, that was an ambitious cross. But there we go, that's just gone out on the far side for a throw in to us.
It's a change that's got to be made now.
Here we go. Come on. Just calm it down, mate. Don't run yourself into the ground. Oh, that perfectly timed through ball, hold up play from Harrison. There's Race with the third against Stoke in this FA Cup game. Let's go. Come on. 3-0. That is what I'm talking about. Lynn's coming on now for Clifton, just shoring up the defensive capacity in the middle of the park. You can hear the Stoke City fans at the Britannia Stadium, or should I say Bet365 Stadium? What is it called? I don't know what it's called anymore. But they are feeling a bit disgruntled. They would have perhaps been hoping for a bit more from their team in this one. 2 more minutes here added on at the end of this game. It's been okay. We played okay, you know, this team. Harrison and everyone seems to be gelling well at the top of the pitch. And Delu perhaps not doing as much as he used to be able to do, but he hasn't really been playing a lot for us, and he is definitely one of the more sort of senior veteran players in the squad now. But yeah, I'll take it. I'll take a 3-0 win away from home. Why the hell not? In the FA Cup, we progress further into the FA Cup competition, which is always a plus for us, considering, yeah, they want us, as I keep saying, they want us to get into the round of 16. So that's what we're aiming for as a bare minimum, is to make it into the round of 16.
Just got a couple of questions for you.
Hey, look, you know what? All credit to the lads today. They put in the hard work and the hard graft. We do have to just focus on our next game, though. I mean, how was it to get past, you know what, we just played our game. We didn't adjust the way that we wanted to play based on their defence. We just stuck to our guns, played how we want to play. I am looking for a centre mid, aren't I? I need to find a centre mid. That's what I need. I feel like I've sold a couple of players in the centre mid position, and I'm now lacking in depth in the centre mid position. I'm going to quickly go to the free agent list to see if there is anyone like half decent that we might be able to sign. Because I think that there was some players that I perhaps didn't look at earlier on when I did do the free agent scouting at the start of the season. Some of them might still be available, I'm not too sure. Maybe not. I mean, it's not looking great for any of these players, if I'm being honest. But yeah, you know, that's what we have to deal with. I mean, this guy looks like he could be okay, I suppose, maybe. I'm not really looking for someone who's going to play a lot of games. I just want someone to rotate with, if I'm being honest. But maybe we don't have to go to free agent. Maybe we need to look for any centre mid that's like 16 or 21, maybe. Give me some really good centre mid, please. Obviously, I can't see any of these players. That's less than ideal. Kind of really want a centre mid. Might just have to bring up some of the youngsters. I'm not sure how our youth academy is actually going, to be honest. Got Jay Harris. We got a good solid amount of players. We got Pedro Ramirez in there. Could be decent. Could be decent to start training up. We might actually have to start putting some of our youngsters into the training program. Let's do that right now, actually. Let's reset this. We're gonna have, so the goalkeeper we want, we're gonna have a fire in there actually at the moment. Yeah, we want to get his positioning up. We want to get his positioning and his reflexes up, but also his handling. But we'll put him in on that one at the moment. So midfielders, we need a centre mid. Who's the youngest centre mid? Well, I feel like Ramirez is going to be the one that's going to be like promoted into the first team first, maybe. But we've also got Phillips here, who is a good, promising young player. So let's have him being trained on a defensive work rate. Again, like I say, not really focusing on fullbacks. Centre backs are doing okay. Let's put Marcos de la Vera in there. He's definitely going to be used a lot more in the future down the line. Wingers. Why not? We'll put Bailey in there. We'll put Patrick Bailey in there. What does he need to? What does he need to improve upon? Maybe his dribbling. Yeah, maybe his ball control and dribbling can be improved upon ever so slightly. And in terms of strikers, I don't really. I mean, Harrison can go back in there. Doesn't need to be trained on his shooting because he has got 98 shot power. Ridiculous. We're gonna put him on here just to increase his dribbling and his agility and his all-round dribbling skills. A fire should be on fire in the training fairly soon. We're up into 11th. We're in 11th in the Premier League. Played 24, so we've got 14 games left in this, our first season in the Premier League. Don't think we're going to make any signings here in the January transfer window. Just really haven't had a lot of time to think about what I needed. Obviously, there is still time, so anything could happen, and someone might come in with a last-ditch offer for one of our players. But I don't think I'm going to sell anyone. I feel like I've got a decent team, and I don't really want to change it at the moment. Probably going to stream till about 8 o'clock-ish. Normally try to keep these streams for about an hour and a half or so. Sometimes I do go over, depends on where we are and how many games we've played, but try to keep it, you know, strict down to an hour and a half, because I know a lot of people's attention does go after like the first couple of minutes. So yeah, we're going to carry on. Looks like we might have an offer from someone. It's definitely not going to go through in time. Greenwood, FC Bayern Munich want to sign Mason Greenwood. We're going to block the offers on that because we're not going to sell him anyway. Even if we do try to sell him, we've only got an hour left to complete the deal. So that's not going to happen. 611 million spent today though, which is a phenomenal amount of money. Especially in the January transfer window as well. I had a transfer offer for Coman come in. Again, he is our backup left mid, so I'm not going to be selling him anytime soon. Let's have a look at some of the scouted players that we have. Sean Murphy, 80 to 94. I mean, he's going to be a defender, so we're going to sign him. Oliver Mason. Ooh, I feel 42 to 52 is a bit too low. This guy, you're going to stay in there for a bit longer. So are you. So are all of you guys. You're not, unfortunately. Ollie Ward, Toby Cooper, neither are you. And Dominic Bailey, you can stay in there. Why not? 70 to 94. There's nothing to be sniffed at. Leonardo Castro is another goalkeeper. We don't want goalkeepers. I'm sorry, mate. I'm not looking for goalkeepers. I'm looking for defenders is what I'm looking for. Because, yeah, that's what our sort of, that's what our board want us to sign as defenders. Again, a goalkeeper. I don't need more goalkeepers. It's always annoying when all that you can find is just goalkeepers. Especially, I mean, it's great when you need one and you find a decent one, like when we had Pereira. But we don't need any more goalkeepers at the moment. And that is kind of annoying when that's all that I can find. So, got a game against Tottenham coming up now. I don't know why you're up there. Devechi can be up there. Greenwood, you're going to go there. We're going to put the first team back on. Cabral up to 84 rating now. Where is Davis? Davis is up to 83. Race is up to 80. Finally, Race made it up to 80. We're going to swap him for more, however. Lombo Suarez can be reinstated, and Ethan Ampadu can be there. We're going to give Wright a bit of a... Oh, Pereira's back. Yo, Pereira is back in the team. That's what I'm talking about. Pereira being back definitely strengthens the squad quite a bit in terms of our defensive efforts. We're going to put... No, we'll leave you on there. And Patrick Bailey will leave you on as well. So that's how we're going to set up for this game. We're going to sim against Tottenham. It's a bit of a shame that Owen has left the chat now. But we're going to go ahead, sim this game against Tottenham, see what we can do. They lost their last game 1-0 against Chelsea. They were on a good run of form before that though. We've been on an okay run of form. But away from home, it's not to be. 3-0 loss against Spurs. It was going to happen, wasn't it? You know, Spurs are a half decent team. So not going to complain about that. Sam Davis, cheers for all the first team action. You are very, very welcome, mate. I expect a hell of a lot more from you. You're 83 rated CDM. Really, really looking good. And you've been good in the middle of the park, bossing that, you know, sort of playing that semi-Kante / Matic role in the centre of the field. A fire up to 64. Phillips also going up. And Harrison's up to 80 now. Need to work on his dribbling and his agility. Then he's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with going forward. Might even eclipse Mason Greenwood in terms of his rating. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not keeping my hopes up at all. But yeah, we're still in that mid-table area. Obviously, this must be an international break in February, not playing on the weekend, or it might be like a Carabao Cup weekend or something. That's alright. Ryan Brewster's gone sold. I think he's still on my shortlist for some reason, but yeah, it's been alright. We're doing okay in the Premier League in our first season. Not really expecting anything other than surviving, to be honest, but let's carry this thing on. Got Wolves in the next game. This is going to be a home game, is it? Yes, home game against Wolves. Charlie Wright is complaining against me, mate. I'll give you a chance at some point. I might have to end up selling Charlie Wright. Let's go to the press conference. Try and get the players and the fans G'd up about this one. Hey, look, you know what? Rotation is key. Coman understands that. Last time we scored 4 goals. They can learn from their mistakes, you know. We're not going to take anything for granted in this game. It is a home game. And yeah, we don't have to underestimate them. We're not going to underestimate them at all. They are a fairly decent team, so we go into this expecting a challenge. We definitely expect a challenge against Wolves. Let's go ahead and sim this game. Hopefully, we can get back on winning ways in games that we are simming. It's not been too great for us so far. As I say that, they win 2-0 away from home. The simmed games it's just not happening for us when we sim games now. Although, you know, we're still solidly in that mid-table. Only a couple of points behind Bournemouth. Patrick Bailey is now complaining against us. Oh, guys. I'm proud of you, Traore. Charlie Wright. I really thought I could make a difference against Wolves, boss. Hey, look, you know what? It's a tough decision, dude. Tough decision. It was a tough decision. Patrick Bailey, you still have your place in the squad. And I'm going to prove it to you by putting you back into the squad now for this game against Leicester. On Saturday the 22nd of February 2025. Actually, we're going to stop simming so that we can get this training done so we don't miss out on the rating increase. A fire up to 65. It's a good thing that we did. There we go. A fire up to 65. Good young backup goalkeeper to have in our ranks. And then, yeah, like I say, we're playing this game against Leicester. I have a feeling that the game after this might be an FA Cup game, so we might also play that one. So it might be 2 back-to-back games on the live stream. As I say, I'm not accepting any international job offers apart from if I get offered the England job. So good, dude. You know what? I'll consider it. You were rotated out of the squad for the last game, but we're going to put you back where you belong on the pitch in this game for sure, man. For sure. Thank you for having a lot of patience with me, dude. You understand that I'm just trying to rotate the team as much as I can, trying to make everyone happy as much as I can. Race is going to come back in as well. He was complaining ever so slightly. We're going to put Sanchez Ribas back onto the right hand side. I don't know why, he just seems to be playing a little bit better there. And we'll rotate right into the squad. Why not? Why not, you know? And we will also maybe put Rogel in. Yeah, why not? We'll put Rogol in. Just trying to make everyone a bit happier, trying to rotate the squad around. Obviously, the midfield three doesn't really change too much, just because I don't have a lot of backup options in a midfield position. But we're going to be training up some of our youngsters and looking to sign players at the start of the season next year. So, always an opportunity to sign some more players in that centre mid role. I know that there's the Man United versus, is it Man United Wolves? It is Man United Wolves, right? In the FA Cup. That's on tonight. That replay game is on tonight, I think. I think that's at 7:45. So we're just gonna finish the stream around about 8 o'clock. Probably won't even watch it, to be fair, but like I say, just wanna keep these streams to about an hour and a half. So might play this game, see how we do. Obviously going to play an FA Cup game if we do have to play one, and then we'll see how it goes. Oh, and Sanchez Ribas unlucky. High press, the high press from the team. Everyone does their job defensively. Everyone, you know, closes down the ball, puts a lot of pressure when they lose the ball as well, which is how we want to play. You know, I guess they call it gen press. You know.
Very narrow midfield and a conventional back four.
Ref! Oh, that's definitely not. Definitely not. Sign Randolph, mate. Completed it. I don't know if Randolph is still alive in this game. I mean, I could definitely sign Dazza. Man like Dazza. Oh my god, how we got done? How have 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 we got done? It's alright. Lombo Suarez is there. We haven't been done.
He lends it to his teammates because he wants it back. Very difficult to get the ball off him.
Here we go. They're playing very, very compact, it seems.
Well, you can probably see why we're focusing on this fellow as one to watch. Lee, in particular, what do you expect to see from his game? Well, I hope
what was that pass? What was that pass, lad?
They're up against the goal machine. They need all their focus and attention.
That's us? Oh, come on.
Watch this space.
Yeah, we probably should sign Darren Randolph, to be fair. I mean, I don't need goalkeepers. I've got way too many goalkeepers already. Davis, get back, track back. Easy, well done, Davis. I got an itchy ear. There we go. Get the hand back. Get the hand back on the controller just in time before we lose possession there. That's it, go on Sanchez Ribas. You had all of the time in the world. Oh my gosh, it's come off the post. And then back off the back of the goalkeeper, and somehow it hasn't ricocheted back into the back of the net, but oh, that was frustrating. The amount of times, I swear, the amount of times that we have just hit the post or just the frame of the goal. Just in all of the times that I've played it, I don't think I've ever hit. Oh, ref! Look, the guy's on the floor. Come on. The guy is on the floor, man. How is that never a foul? I don't understand. VAR, where's the VAR? Clear and obvious, man. That is literally like, that's what I want to see. FIFA 21, and then just the front cover is just VAR. Please, I would buy that game. I would definitely buy that game, and I would play it. It's just a simulation game where you are the people who are in the VAR room. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Stick him up front. Stick Randolph up front, mate. I mean, I would, you know. You know I would. I'd try and retrain him as a striker. I'd definitely just put him in training as, like, working on his shot. Trying to get his up to 100% shot. Oh, there's no advantage there, ref. Pull it back. Get your cards out for the fucking lads, dude. Oh my god, we're getting done. We're getting done. This is why I'm playing on professional difficulty and not playing on like world class or whatever, because I know that I'm shit like that. Like, come on, dude. Umkumku. I love that name. Here we go. Oh, Sanchez Ribas, use your power. Use your power. Oh. I just long ball it upfield. Offside as well. Look at that. How are you going to be offside when you're just inside the opposition half? How are you going to do that, mate? I'm not complaining, but whoa! Fuck me, man. There we go, come on, thank you. Greenwood, Mason Greenwood. Maybe a bit against the run of play, but come on, Greenwood, that's what I'm talking about. Big old Mason. The £80 million striker, that's how much he's worth. We signed him for like, what, like 30, it wasn't even 30 million, I can't even remember how much we signed him for, but worth every single penny and more. There we go, goal just before half-time as well is always great. Always good to nab a goal just before the stroke of half-time. You can see the away fans at the King Power. Up in arms. Home fans maybe a bit feeling like they're a bit hard done by, judging by their team's first half performance, but I don't think they ever actually had a shot on target. I don't know if they actually even had a shot regardless, so we've been pretty much on top of it. We just can't keep the ball at the moment. So our final ball is lacking.
But they won't mind. They're winning this game. And why? Because their counter-attack is absolutely fantastic.
That is true. Our counter-attack is fantastic. Oh my God, Greenwood is just taking a bobble. He perhaps maybe thought he was offside. It looked like that ball just fell to him a bit unexpectedly. Obviously, facing away from goal doesn't help as well. And just taking a swipe at it, trying to get it on target, couldn't keep it down, couldn't get the control on that ball. So, bit of a tough chance, but one that we would expect him to make. Oh, that's it, right, easy, that's it, fall on the ball, waste of time. One down the clock. Whoa, what was that? Oh my God!
And he's done it! Parity again! A magnificent game unfolding.
Well, we're going to see the replay. The goalkeeper won't want to see this again. He gives the ball away. Still a bit to do.
Why does the goalkeeper pass it there?
Well, let's take another look at that goal.
Why does the goalkeeper pass it there? Someone explain why the goalkeeper passes it there.
Well, the earlier goal.
I was looking for the man who was wide open in front of him in the middle of the fucking pitch. Not the geezer who stood next to him. Why would you even throw it to the guy that stood next to you? Please, someone explain to me how the right, Randolph, sign him up, mate. Randolph, you're in the team. I don't care. What someone explain. Someone explain what the hell just happened there, and why it happened, how it happened, and how we've just conceded. They literally have had no shots on target apart from that one, and we gifted it to them. Oh, man, why are you doing this to me, FIFA? FIFA, look again, control the fucking header. Oh my gosh, this is it. I know it's not past 8 o'clock, I know it's not gone past the watershed yet, but I'm getting pissed. Greenwood, do something. Ah! Nah, this game is pissing me off now. The amount of times, right, that I hit the crossbar, I hit the post, I hit every fucking thing apart from the goal, and then FIFA goes and just, you know, basically shoves its dick down my throat, and I'm just like, what the fuck are you on about? Well done, Ampadu, come on. I might have to switch to all-out attack very soon. Again, that was not the pass. Somehow managed to work out, but that was not the pass. The pass was that. Greenwood, do something, make a run! Oh my God. Oh my God, this is... It's getting to that... it's not like... I came on to play FIFA because I wanted to play FIFA. It's not even that late. It's already getting to that point in the game now. Oh my God, they should score that. They should be burying that. We should be being humiliated by this Leicester team. We should be being absolutely fucking humiliated by this Leicester City team right now. I just don't get. Again, that was not a pass. I did not pass it to you. I know FIFA can't obviously read my mind and it doesn't know where I want the ball to go. And I'm the one with the controller giving it all the inputs. But when I hold that pass button down for, you know, 10 seconds, I expect it to be a long pass, not passing it right to net. Oh, I can't even speak. Because when I do, I get pissed off and FIFA just... I feel like someone has put a mic... Like, FIFA, EA Sports are definitely listening to what I'm having to say about this game. And they're doing it to piss me off. Greenwood, oh, that's a back pass. pass? How is that not a back pass? Just someone on that. Someone tell me how that's not a back pass. Again, if there's 3 things that FIFA need to fix in FIFA 21, it's handballs, back passes, and VAR. Put VAR into it. Oh my cunt. Right, we're gonna go all out attack. Fuck it. We have to. I'm not losing this fucking game. Not to a goal like that. Sanchez rebas! Come on, stop hanging around, man. We ain't got time to fucking walk.
And still on the lookout for the goal that could be so important at this juncture.
Oh, he's done. Fuck, man. Fuck's sake. That I'm not even giving a press conference talk after that, because I'll just fucking bullshit. How has that ended 1-1? On what planet does that end 1-1? It's a fucking Leicester left to miss chance. No, we gifted them the only goal that they scored in that game. We literally couldn't have put it on more of a plate. Fuck me. Oh my gosh. That has pissed me off. That has pissed me off to the maximum. Dude, I don't even give a shit about what you've got to say to me. Mate, fuck off. Can I just tell these guys to fuck off? I would, but I don't want to put them a route down. So I'm mentally telling them to fuck off because they're pissing me off. Oh, how has that happened? How have we conceded that goal? We tried to throw the ball out from the back. There were about 4 people in front of us, one of whom was right next to us. Marked, heavily marked by an attacking Leicester City player. And for some reason, instead of throwing it to one person up the pitch, we just loop it over the top to the guy that stood right next to us. And obviously he doesn't win the header because he's not expecting it. I wasn't expecting... Oh, this is... It's just FIFA things. It's just FIFA things, isn't it, really? It's just FIFA being FIFA. I don't understand how that has happened. Definitely need to sign up Darren Randolph now. And these youth scouts just bring me back absolute bullshit players. Absolute bullshit players. And it doesn't help that I've got my heating on in my room at the moment. I can't be asked to get up and turn it off until after this live stream. Because I'm probably going to play one more game on this stream. So I just got to deal with it. I just got to try and calm myself down and deal with it, I guess. Yeah, it is getting a bit hot. My back is sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, all of that good stuff. I can't believe that. Why is Pereira getting pissed off with me? Why are you all getting pissed off with me? I've done fuck all wrong. Stop fucking complaining. I'm rotating the team as much as I dare. I'm playing the players that I have and trying to give everyone game time, but everyone hates me. Everyone hates me for some reason. We're going to lose 1-1. Look, Davecchi. I'm happy with a draw now. You know, that's the point that's gotten to. I'm happy with a draw. We got Norwich in the round 5 of the FA Cup. We're going to play it because I think the next round is the round that we need to get to. I think round 5 might be the round of 32. So I think that we have to potentially make it into the next round, which is the round of 16. So we're going to play this game against Norwich. We played them back-to-back in the Cup and then in the League. But I think this is going to be the last game that we play on this stream, purely based on the fact that FIFA has royally pissed me off and fucked me over on countless occasions in this live stream. And I can't be asked to deal with that anymore. So we're going to rotate the team slightly. Are we going to change formation? Maybe. Maybe we'll change formation. Maybe we'll just mess around for this last game. What's like a really dumb formation that we can play? There isn't really any like crazy all-out attack formations. Maybe that. That looks bloody weird, doesn't it? That is hella aggressive. I love it. I don't want game plan stuff. I want this. I want this. I want Greenwood to be playing over here. I want Davecchi to be playing here. Cabral can go there. Bailey can go in there. We can put Lynn or Davis and Moore, and then just have these 3 centre backs. But I need to rotate the squad slightly. Let's put Rogel on. Let's put Marcus de Oliveira on. We're gonna put Race and Cabral for Coman maybe. Maybe we put Harrison up top instead of Sanchez Ribas as well. And then we'll put Charlie Wright in between the sticks. Just messing around with the formation. Slightly altered 3-4-2-1. Well, not altered, but it's slightly different to what we were playing, which was a 3-1-4-2. But still, very, very offensive-minded setup that we're going with. Looking to play very much on the counter-attack, of course, because that's where we've been getting a lot of our goals so far this season. So we're going to try and set up on the counter. And hopefully we can get back to winning ways. I know it's only a FA Cup game, but I want to win this game. We need to make it into the next round at least, I think, is the minimum objective. So we're going to try and get through to the next round. Of course we are. Alright, enough of that. Enough of that. Those training games are just awful, and I'm just garbage at them. So let's go, Carrow Road. Basically going all out attack counter. What are you doing, Harrison? Why are you just bum raping that man? What are you? Why are you dropping so deep?
Yeah, starting to get towards the business end of this competition now. And cup
That's it.
matches
Calm it down.
they always have a different flavour to league contests. So I'm expecting a really good match here.
Well, he could be the starter.
Harrison. Harrison's going. Oh, easy. Easy. Nice little 1-2. Who was that with? Greenwood. Nice little 1-2 with Greenwood. Easy. Easy. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Some might say you'd prefer to score from 25 yards.
Just give me a flood of players going forward and I can do that. Defending, I'm getting better at. Give me 6 strikers and I'll play well. You know, maybe that's the formation I need, is 3-1-6. Maybe that's what I need to go with. It's just 3-1-6. Play with wingers and then play with 3 cams as well. Oh my gosh. And then we can just defend like that. There we go. Look at that. Easy defending. Set up on the counter. Oh, De Vecchi is onside. Oh, again! FIFA! FIFA! Please!
Oh, can he get it away here?
I swear. I swear.
Top at the moment and could have gone further ahead, but can't count the chickens. They've not won this.
What was that? 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 Why are you trying to do some intricate little passing like that? Like I say, we're just messing around with this formation. Probably not going to stick with it unless it really works.
Slipping it through. Far post cross. Oh, that's a
Who's
penalty.
up?
More trouble.
What?
Well, this
Penal-
might just be the nail in the coffin.
What? Okay, brilliant! I have no idea what happened there.
Wait the outcome of this penalty kick.
Oh, he took out the man taking the cross. Brilliant. Fantastic. Now this game is going to be a hell of a lot more fun to play. Let's go. De Vecchi. De Vecchi, you're going to slam it there, mate. Oh, yeah, he's fucked it. He's fucked it. What did I press? Oh, okay. So that's how I just discovered how penalties are not meant to be taken. I was trying to adjust his power, but apparently if you press the shoot button more than once when you're taking a penalty, it will just go over. So, lessons learned, I guess. You know, we learn something new every day.
Good vision. A real opening for him.
Handball! Handball! Send them off. Get them down to 10. Get them down to 9 even. What am I on about?
It'll be a throw.
Oh.
No nonsense clearance.
How? How is FIFA dicking me over like this all of the time?
Letting the opposition come at them, risky.
Oh, ref! And how? No, that was not and how. That was a... What the fuck? How are we letting them play around at the back like that, De Vecchi?
Benassi. He will be furious with himself for such a poor pass.
Oh.
Trying to get
Oh.
and he's knocked it out of play, the defender.
I know that I shout at the referee a lot. I know that. Okay. It's just me venting my frustrations with FIFA is what it
Challenge
is.
now, he must get the ball away.
That's all that it is. Me shouting at the referee constantly is just me being frustrated with FIFA.
Excellent interception.
Again, I don't like it when FIFA assumes that I want to pass it to someone who's not on my screen that I can see.
This from them.
Bailey.
He might be through.
Oh, unlucky Bailey.
Well, it's 1 against 1, and this keeper's got a good track record in those
Oh,
situations.
Greenwood.
That could have been difficult. but
What on
the
Lombo?
defender sorted it out.
Here we go. I'm liking this. I'm liking this 20 striker strat. There we go. Look at that. 2-0. Cool as you like. That's it. Celebrate, Edson. Celebrate, Edson. Lap it all in. Cruising in the FA Cup here, away from home, against 10 men, Norwich City. We did miss the penalty as well. It's not great, but, you know, we're playing basically with like 5 strikers. I mean, we're playing a striker, we're playing a right forward, a left forward, and then a right mid and a left mid. So we're playing with 5 attacking players, 2 holding midfield players, or 2 midfielders rather, and then 3 centre backs. So playing quite narrow at the back, but also our defender, our right and our left mid players do like to get back and help and support the defence. So I guess maybe like a false 3 or 5-2-3, I guess you'd call it. A false 5-2-3. Greenwood is in. Greenwood is in. Oh, forces Angulo to make a save. Here we go. Do you know what we're going to do? Float it. Straight from the training ground, but definitely not because that was poor.
Cuts it out. Nice.
There we go. 2-0 half time.
And no doubt about
Away fans, very, very happy with what they've seen indeed. Don't know if we're playing Norwich away from home or at home in the game that we have to play against them in the Premier League in the next match, but
and the second half is underway.
like I say, this is going to be the last game that we play on this stream. Purely, as I say, FIFA has messed with me, man. It's got me all emotional. You know, it's just pissed me off to the maximum, basically. Come on.
I think the cross is on. Deeper cross. Back post
Oh,
this time.
goalkeeper had to get there. Goalkeeper had to get there.
Safety first from the defender. Can't blame him for that.
Alright, Patrick Bailey. That's it. You see the separation there? Ah, get rid! Quicker, man, quicker.
He's read that, hasn't he?
Well done. Good
Maybe
defensive work, Harrison.
look easy, actually.
Offside. I don't know what that ball was. That's it. Calm it down. See that?
Opportunity.
Greenwood. Oh,
Outstanding
good save. Good save. Good save.
Put the corner in the middle. Right, he's hit the man.
Sam Byram's come off for Norwich.
Here's an opportunity, maybe.
I don't know how you've not.
Desperate, but what a good challenge.
Oh. That's alright though. I'm liking this formation, to be fair. It's a bit of a weird one, but I'm liking it so far. Obviously, it's only against Norwich in the FA Cup. Greenwood, don't get done like that. Easy.
Premier League fixture for the hosts.
Devechi, good recovery there.
Now he wants to take them on. Tries the shot.
What was that, man? Finessing it with his weaker foot. Oh,
Benassi.
been alright. I mean, 2-0, can't complain, to be fair. They are down to 10 men, so
Quick reminder of the next game for the visiting
I would
team
expect
in the
to maybe
Premier League
be getting a
is
bit more
this
goals in the second half, but
on EA Sports.
there we go. Coman is over.
Good width in the attack here, looking for a cross.
Too close to the goalkeeper. Too close. Too close.
He catches the cross.
I need those corners to be floated into the far post, mate, not whipped across the front of goal, because the goalkeeper's always going to win that.
Marco Benassi. Just a quick check on
That
the
is-
20 minutes to go. They're
That's
looking
it.
for a hero
Calm
in
it
this
down,
team.
Marquis.
It looks like the opposition is in for an aerial bombardment here, judging by the way the centre halves are going
Oh,
forward.
Greenwood is through. Goes for it alone. There we go. Beats him at the near post. Fires a rocket of a shot into the top of the goal. Look at that. He's just bragging now in front of the Norwich fans. Oh my gosh. The absolute disrespect from Mr. Mason Greenwood. Going to bring on Sanchez Ribas for Harrison. Sanchez Ribas playing as that main striker now. About 15 minutes left here in the second half. It's been alright. It's been an okay game. Not really expected anything less, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it's just one of those, you know. Norwich have played not as well as we know that they can play. Here we go. Oh, Sanchez Ribas takes a bit of a deflection. Goalkeeper has to react well to cope with that deflection, and he does so nicely. So, oh my god, what? Okay, jump for that ball. Don't slide into a ball that's being pinged at people's heads. I don't get that. What? Do you want to like get rid of that ball quicker next time, maybe? Do you want to FIFA? Do you want to stop automatically changing? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Just all I can say. I am the opposite of Mourinho. You know, not that I have nothing to say. It's just that's all I can say is oh my god. Bailey, Bailey, you're gonna die, Bailey. It's a good square ball though from Bailey. Look at that. Goes out to Devechi. I think it might be Devechi silencing the boos from the crowd. Oh, brilliant run from Bailey on this near side. You can see Devechi cutting in inside. Look at him. You can see him making his way into the 18-yard boxes, wide open on the penalty spot. Fires it past goalkeeper. Just can't react in time. Bailey is coming off now for Cabral. What a shift that was. You know, his last effort in this game was to get the assist on that fourth and final goal potentially in this game. Really putting a nail in the coffin. 2 minutes added on at the end of this second half. There we go. Good interception from Maximiliano Rogel. And I think that just about does it. There we go. That's the full-time whistle. 4-0 in the FA Cup. The away fans showing their appreciation there. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Yeah, we're gonna go to the post-match interview. Why not? Let's get the players amped up a little bit after that fantastic win. So that was round 5. Are we in a round of 16 now? I don't know. I don't know what round is the round of 16. I know that that's where we need to be.
Just a moment of your time.
You know what? All credit to the lads. They played fantastically well, playing in a different formation. Fantastic. Just time to focus on the next game. And you know what? We just played our game. We don't care about how any team comes to set up against us. We just play our game. Focus on the game that we've got. We're going to swim forward to this next game, which is actually against Norwich in the Premier League. Let's have a look at some of the inbox messages. Patrick Bailey, fantastic performance from you today. FA Cup. I don't know if we've actually achieved the FA Cup goal. Let's check the objectives real quick. Hey, yeah, we have reached the round of 16. We've signed 3 players that are signed to the defender position. We have finished that with the profit margin. We're definitely not going to be reducing our player wages by 9 grand. So the only one that we have left really is to finish mid-table. That's the only one that we've really got left to work on, and that's where we are at the moment. So that's all good. Before we do end the stream though, we're going to have a quick look at the Premier League standings. So let's have a look. I mean, as you can see, we are in 11th place. Top of the table at the moment, Man United. 1 loss, 23 games, 1 and 4 draws on 73 points. Man City with a game in hand, which I guess would be against Spurs. If they win that, they'll go level on points and potentially, well, if they do win that, they'll have a slightly better goal difference than Man United, so they'll go top. Then we got Arsenal, Spurs, Watford doing surprisingly well in 5th place at the moment on 56 points. Yeah, there we are. I mean, we're on 39 points. We're only 1 point behind Southampton. 8 points back from Newcastle, who do have a game in hand as well, though. So it's yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, I think we're fairly certain that we're going to be safe from relegation at the moment when you look at the likes of West Ham, Fulham and Crystal Palace, who occupy the bottom 3 spots. So yeah, we're doing okay in our first season. There's 10 games left in this season as well. We've won 11, drawn 6, and lost 11. It's okay. I mean, we've got a positive goal difference, which is good. We have conceded quite a few goals, but there's things that we can work on. You know, maybe change the formation around a little bit. Maybe go with 4 at the back instead. But yeah, like I say, guys, that is it for today's live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.